Alright guys, so today we're going to look at God of War Ascension. So there's quite a few things we got to do in here. So you want your preferred SPU threads to 2, the SPU block size to mega, the normal 3 here, and the 2 LLVM recompilers. Over here I have the frame limiter set to off with VSync on. The other option is 60 or 30. I'm still toying with it, trying to figure out which one gives the best audio quality. With the resolution scale, I left it at 100% because it doesn't seem to matter. If we lower it all the way down to 50, you don't really get a performance bump, and the image quality gets significantly worse. You need right color buffers and strict rendering mode, as well as multi-threaded RSX. Over here, I'm still again toying with the audio settings, trying to get the best sound, but because the frame rate's so low, you're not going to get perfect sound from the game. In advanced, this setting we have to turn off for the game to work properly on the WIN MAX, but you can't turn it off in here, you have to do it through the config. So I'll show you guys that. And then in debug, you want to disable Vulkan memory allocator and use GPU texture scaling. Okay, so we'll save that. And then we'll just quickly go over game patches. Just like God of War 3, sorry about that. You're going to just disable all of the anti-aliasing and motion blur. And then you're going to right click on the game, open custom config folder, and it'll actually highlight the config for the game for you. You're going to open it, find, and I've already got it typed in here, it's LLVM accurate DFMA. Find next. Okay, and then it'll say true here, you want to type false, and then save that. And now, I've already got the game loaded up here. So, oh, sorry about that. I'm trying to get this video stabilized. Oh, I didn't want to hit continue. Oh well, it's fine. That's fine, we'll just play it from here. So you can kind of see the frame rate isn't great. It is playable. You will be able to play through it. You're gonna have heavy shader compilation stuttering. Fortunately, there's just not a lot we can do right now with this game. But everything will load and work for the most part. It might take a couple crashes and reloads while all these shaders compile. I actually have over 5,000 shaders after about 4 hours of testing and playing with settings to get this game to work. And it's still not perfect. You're gonna have crashes even if, like I just started a new game, so all these shaders should be compiled already. But you're still going to have a few crashes and major slowdowns. Just the nature of it, especially on low-end hardware like this. But you know, given RPCS3 updates and Intel drivers, we should hopefully get better frame rate as time goes. I would be happy with a stable 30 on this game. Just like God of War 3, if you hit a stable 30, the audio is perfect. Obviously, it's always better to get 60 or at least whatever the native frame rate was for the game. But I just don't think it's realistic to ever expect a full 60 on the WIN MAX for some of these games. I watched a few videos of the Win 3, and people have been able to get 20 to 30 on average. So I would expect eventually the Win Max should be able to at least accomplish that. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, everything does load and work for the most part. You're just going to get heavy slowdowns. Even more so when new stuff is compiled, obviously. And so right here, a cutscene's supposed to play where bugs come out, and they'll go into one of the cells and infect someone. For some reason, this doesn't always work, and it seems to be it's this, and anytime Kratos is like falling towards something, sometimes the textures don't load below him, and he'll fall through the environment. The only thing you can do is you can try restarting from last checkpoint and see if that will force it to load. Sometimes it does, if you're lucky. But unfortunately, again, it's just a limitation of the hardware we have right now. Because again, this doesn't seem to happen on the Win 3 or other devices I've watched videos of. So if it keeps happening, I would say if you try it more than 3 times and it's still happening, you're probably going to have to restart the emulator. But thankfully, God of War Ascension does have quite a few autosaves. But I've already gone through this part, so you would think the shaders and everything for this would be done, but they're not. Or they are, it's just not loading in. I'll give it one more try. If that doesn't work, we'll just have to close and reload, unfortunately. Because the same thing will happen right after you fight her while you're chained up at the start of the game. You're falling down, and you're supposed to land on a surface, but the surface texture doesn't load, so you end up just falling through it. So let's try quitting the game. And it's just kind of a work in progress. This is definitely going to be one of the games like God of War 3 where I'm going to have probably like 40 update videos eventually. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for it. Just keep checking out how things have changed every so often. Yeah, still not doing it. So at this point, your best option is to restart the emulator. Unfortunately, I just haven't found a workaround for this other than just closing out entirely and reloading it. And usually that fixes it, not always. You're just going to have to play around with it a lot. It is what it is. I mean, I'm frankly just impressed this loads at all. So that Vulkan memory allocator, you may or may not want to use it. I'm still, again, this is a really hard game to figure out what settings to use. And I'm still playing with it, so there definitely will be an updated video once I figure out what makes it run the most stable, but I just want to kind of give you guys a video of the fact that this can run at all, which is just impressive to me. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. So God of War Ascension, it does boot. It is playable. You're going to have to close and reload the emulator for those instances, which unfortunately do happen a lot in this game. There's a lot of those in-game cutscenes, the non-pre-rendered cutscenes, is when that seems to happen the most. So you'll have to deal with that, and just the normal headache of emulating these harder games. But hopefully, as again RPCS3 evolves, we'll get better frame rates and maybe a little more stability. But that'll do it for this video. I'm gonna have some updated Dante's Inferno videos coming out soon. Probably going to relook at God of War 3, see how that's changed since the driver update and the RPCS3 update. And I should be wrapping up with the Breath of the Wild video soon. So I will talk to you guys later. Hey, have a good day.